Caitlin Clark and
I'm a fan.
Angel Reese, right?
Yeah.
They're going back and forth.
I'm a fan of both.
And Jamil Hill says by the time Angel Reese is done, she's going to be the Michael Jordan of WNBA.
She said about Angel Reese?
She said Angel Reese, by the time she retires, can you pull up this quote? She said, by the time she retires, she will be the MJ.
Stephen A. Smith just pressed the brakes on Angel Reese's ego trip, as though it were a terrible reality television program after she performed Caitlin Clark's most amazing trick that had others on the internet exclaim, "Oh no." She didn't say, "If you thought basketball." The court drama peaked, so buckle up, because the microphone was just switched by Stephen A., a flamethrower, and Angel Reese. You may require aloe. How did she act? You're not ready for this chaos. Let's leap in.
It's not about black and white. It's about that white player and that black player. Why? Because of the history that they had before they came to the WNBA. You see, it was all instigated. If Angel Reese was never in Caitlin Clark's face, taunting her the way that she did when they mimicking what Caitlin Clark was doing to numerous opponents en route to the Final Four. And then Angel Reese and LSU bust their living, you know what, at that particular moment in time. And Angel Reese was in her face chirping at her the way that she did, it would have never gotten to this point.
We have a lot of folks that have come to the defense of numerous WNBA players because they were pointing out, like, this has been going on before long and people are not hating on her. It's not about hating on her. It's that you feel she is getting a level of attention that you deserved and you warranted long before she ever came along.
All you need are 4 points. The entirety of Angel Reese's tweet managed to extract each of the 4 points as if she was on a scoring diet with Caitlin. Clark's absence somehow spoiled the fierce energy from her we're talking about the video game Sky v Fever, where Caitlin wasn't even on, to be honest. The girl was seated in the courtroom on the bench, drinking Gatorade while curled up like a mom, and watching the game with pride. Still Angel, a soccer mom from the suburbs. Reese couldn't capitalize.
The new season tipped off this weekend with several marquee matchups on the slate. Most fans were excited to see Caitlin Clark and Indiana Fever take on Angel Reese and the Chicago Sky. The game was a blowout as the Fever beat down Chicago 93-58, with Clark's triple-double leading the way. But the biggest headline coming out of the game on Saturday is the investigation the WNBA is conducting into allegations of hateful fan comments directed at Angel Reese. It happened after this play when Clark slapped at the ball after Reese grabbed an offensive rebound.
Ultimately, how do you join a game where, in actuality, frosting is the main attraction? Her ankle, and you on the sidelines. Make sure you understand what I'll have. Today, let's play the worst game I've ever played. Make an impression that would last if that was a ploy to prove that she is the agent that is against Caitlin. Accomplished successfully, because Caitlin was. Angel was out there curing people. Up figures that ought to have been greater. Afterward, a somber trombone sound effect. 4 points is hardly a stat line. A request for help.
Because I was calling it from day one. You got people that are resentful towards her. But it's really not about her, guys. It's about what she represents. Before she ever came along, there were a lot of outstanding basketball players who happened to be black females that was doing their thing on the WNBA level. And they never got this kind of shine.
And, yes, she did bring down her beloved 12. Oh, those rebounds are her obsession. Every rebound you would think has a free Chick-fil-A coupon in the manner that she grabs them as though they were necessary for her job, which, after this disaster, could. If rebounds were gold bars, she'd be rich. But her actual crime is a point sucker, acting as if she doesn't deserve to score. The game benefits from her not lowering 2 figures.
The second of it. Your thoughts?
Oh, first of all, it's not a rivalry. Not when you lose about 35 points.
That's true.
It's not rivalry. Indiana Fever's on a different level than the Chicago Sky. Let's get that out the way. Secondly, as much as we love Angel Reese because she is special, she's not Caitlin Clark as a player. Caitlin Clark is on a different level. We just have to own that. Angel Reese can rebound the basketball. She's a damn good player. She's got a bright future in the WNBA, but Caitlin Clark is next level.
You're aware that it's horrible. Sometimes those who are commenting are trying to. She is assisting in spinning it like an expert. Various techniques, including what morale. It looked like she was performing cardio, training for 40 minutes at one point. On video, she could be seen gazing into space as she was considering going into a second career in. The real numbers regarding reality TV of Chicago will be accessible on streaming services soon. Service nearby, and let's be honest. Previously, Angel Reese would show up with all the swagger. The lashes set the nails. Flawless, unbreakable mentality. But now that stat line is giving me. She didn't even realize there was a game today. Performance said that I had peaked in college. Now is not the season when she. Sure that the Bayou doll isn't this one. Domination tour. This is the desperate. Angel's housewives and the WNBA are holding. There is no wine left in the glass. While waiting, Caitlin. It seems like Clark is being singled out. She owes the league money, and although she searches for methods to assist with dishing, when they actually allow, threes are being drained. Her shoot and continue to get. She seemed to be Steph Curry's duplicate member.
I'll elaborate a little bit more on that in just a second. But before I do that, I want to ask you your thoughts about apparently some racial animus that was thrown in the direction of Angel Reese. The Chicago Sky have gotten involved, talking about they're going to protect their players at all costs. The WNBA has issued a statement saying it abhors and discourages hate of any kind, etc., etc. Your thoughts about it? Here's the WNBA statement. The WNBA strongly condemns racism, hate, and discrimination in all forms. They have no place in our league or in society. We are aware of the allegations and are looking into the matter. Your thoughts about that element of all of this, where you believe it emanates from, and do you think it will ever subside?
Oh man, the latter part of that, Stephen A, is quite the thing to think on. I think when you go back to the impetus of the rivalry that we have between Caitlin and Angel Reese, I remember funny clips on the internet.
The stage was Angel's responsibility. Highlight the backing dancers, the microphone, and those 12, and her lines remained forgotten. Rebound flex, listen, it's time to take responsibility. That not all bounces are created equal. Angel's goal is to get as many rebounds as he can. Stat padding insulted her mother. Became her main source of income. She is a boxer. Out players as though she were attempting to get a CrossFit commercial that reverses. Then launch a shot as if it were a part of an abstract painting endeavor at the moment. She's merely gathering boards as if she's. You have to stop collecting Pokemon cards. Them all, but never do anything about it. Additionally, there are currently rumors, yes those, regarding reports in sports that she is. The WNBA is being ignored and benched, rather than high school where a gold medal is given out. You should get a star for trying even if you're not scoring. You're sitting there now, Angel. Reese's most significant contribution to the team might be what she wears to court if they start removing any minutes she might want to. Speak with the clothing department. Instead of the coaching staff, this is expected to be the year of her breakout. She humiliates all of her critics at once. Proves that she is not merely a person with no height, but instead she's rotating. Becoming a viral player's equal. The enthusiasm for TikTok that ended after 2 weeks. Remember the milk crate challenge. That's how Angel's career is going right now. Started out strong, took a hesitant step, and right now we're watching in slow motion as the collapse begins.
Caitlin Clark's or Angel Reese's popularity in large part is attributed to her behavior towards Caitlin Clark. Because when Caitlin Clark was busy taunting opponents a couple of years back before LSU smacked Iowa around in the national championship game or so, it was Angel Reese that was clapping back at Caitlin Clark once it was Caitlin Clark's turn to have her comeuppance. And that's what made Angel Reese famous. Now, Angel Reese experienced vitriol thereafter. It was tough for her to deal with, as she articulated, and that's unfortunate because we got some no-good-ass people.
Avoid misunderstandings. Everyone hoped she would succeed because she's a A quote generator featuring a moving headline, rivalry, drama, and the WNBA's golden image. However, all of that genius is useless if you can't put 4 points on the board. The points won't be enough until this is some sort of long-form performance art, as she's sharing her thoughts on minimalism in professional sports, and fans are already beginning to take notice. Twitter was blazing, as if it were draft night. 4 points. Is the rebounding queen okay? But it's turning into a terrible, offensive ghost. Angel Reese's diehards are also made public. Here, I'm writing thought pieces such as, she is struggling, and we have to admit it. Karen is struggling just as much as a rumbo on. The worst thing about a shag carpet is that contrasts the mere presence of Caitlin. Clark highlights every one of Angel's game. It's like putting a highlighter on your errors during Caitlin's absence within wounds while remaining the conversation centers on Angel Reese, out there in excellent health with a clear runway and somehow manages to trip beyond what she can do on her alone. And now there are the kind of rumors that spread around lockers. Areas such as the scent of hopelessness will, when she is moved to the bench, will they sleep? She for development's sake, which is the code for the front desk for an unknown item, have something to do with her, but are hesitant to say it. To be honest, this man did not sign up for a on-clock rebound hoarder who behaves. Basket sensitivities, this is just, I've had enough of women like this. Everyone, here's my thing. Who else? Who are these women? These females are who? Are you one of the people making fun of Caitlin Clark? What else is there to see when browsing Twitter? Is it assumed that these women will be interested in Fawn? Her Fawn girl bent over her knee, as if to inquire about your desires. Kiss the RI. The girl can't always be seen playing. Guys, she got 35 out of 40 games. Extra games, not all of the games are available. Planning to return and read the same. These gals all use outdated vocabulary, are making fun of her, and they have to be. They are grateful and want a leader who consistently shows up. It indicates that the individual stat. It looks like a lottery ticket. Almost one if this is her worst start to. A season is not just a period of decline. It's a siren. The WNBA is not a charity organization. Coasting on minutes is not permitted. College clout doesn't win for LSU highlights. Games here after you've given up. You become a bench fixture when you perform, with stunning lashes and a motivational Instagram bio. Put in a lot of effort and be humble. Girl, how about a score? You are aware. Stephen A. Smith was shown that box score. His eyeglasses with a loud breath, and they shouted for points for into the air. Points. Somewhere he's already warming up. The monologue is being listened to by this young lady. This young lady is better today, in my opinion. She's not in Baton Rouge, you know. No longer, and Angel Reese is correct.